Hi Gemini, welcome back. So Gemini, this is going to be your spiritual tarot reading, and we're going to go ahead and get straight into it. As I was preparing for the reading and meditating on the collective energy, I did get, right off of the bat, a song. It's a childhood song. You are my sunshine. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. Make me happy when the skies are gray. I don't know if some of you connect with that nursery rhyme, or maybe you'll hear that somewhere as we go forward in the energy. It could be a sign for you. It could also just be symbolically that Spirit wants to remind you that you're loved and adored and you're sunshine. I don't know. Take it as it resonates. But I also got a very specific image and word. I heard Lakota Indian. I don't even know if that's an actual tribe or whatever that could relate to some of you. And then they showed me someone with, it wasn't a headdress, but it was feathers. Yeah, kind of like a headdress, like a feathered headdress. So I don't know if Native American Indian culture is part of your heritage or something you're interested in, or again, symbolism for you. I heard ancient times. Okay, so some of you might have even had a prior life in ancient times, or as specifically a Lakota Indian, if that's a real thing. I'm gonna have to look that up because I'm not 100% sure. But anyways, I know that we just celebrated Indigenous Day here in the US. That could be why that's coming up as well. They used to call it Columbus Day, but they changed it. So interesting. Take from it what you want. So Gemini, let's get into the cards and see why you're getting these messages, where this is coming from. We'll go a little bit deeper. So one card out, and you've got the 8th house of intimacy. So your intimate life being highlighted during this time frame. This is also my shadow work card. We are in a retrograde, and it's a doozy. Okay, so I noticed that a lot of people are going into their shadow or being pulled in that direction or doing some sort of shadow work. But also this card can talk about contractual obligations, investments that you've made. Of course, it talks about Kundalini and sexual energy, that being highlighted as well. But it's kind of like what happens in the underworld, right? These are the things we do not speak of. So it's kind of a secretive vibe as well coming through. Some of you might have Scorpio placements. If so, this just could be further validation that this reading is for you. Maybe check out the Scorpio reading as well. So let's see, Gemini, what else we have. Then we're going to go into the thought space, where your thought, your ego is at. Then we're going to go into the emotional space, how you're feeling underneath it all. And then we're going to go into the bigger spiritual picture. So Gemini, you have the 10 of Pentacles out. So there's something about the nightlife or your intimate life, the part of you that you keep secret, connecting with your sense of security or stability. I'm not really sure what the correlation is here, but it's like there's a darker element showing up in the reading, okay? And I can't quite put my finger on it, but I'm sure we'll get closer as we go. There's definitely something that they give me the word hidden treasure that maybe you're not even aware of going on. So let me get a guidance card out. I'm going to wait to the end to read it to see how it ties into the reading, and then we're going to get more specific. Okay. Let's go into the headspace, Gemini. The 9 of Swords. Ooh, all of a sudden I got a hot flash. Okay, so they're giving me the song Heat Wave, and then I heard temperatures are soaring. I don't actually think that that means environmentally. I'm thinking that some of you might have some hormonal things going on, or actually getting hot flashes, or symbolically speaking, there's something coming through that has that effect on you. As I look down, I have the Ace of Swords. which I thought was the Ace of Wands. So there's passion here, there's clarity here, but there's also being of two minds about something, Gemini. And I feel a lot of scattered brain type of energy coming through, okay? But it's almost like you're in this space, Gemini, where you're not really sure maybe the right way to go about something, or there might be stressors within finances or work that is like you're trying to figure out the answer around, but it's like the more you try to figure it out, the more confusing it gets. And it's because there's like hidden motives here or something, or hidden information that you don't know yet, okay? And that's where the 8th house energy is coming from, okay? So I definitely want clarification on that. Let me get one more card, the Moon. Yeah, I think more hidden energy. It's almost like you're hiding the answer from yourself, or like there's something eluding you here, Gemini, and it's almost like the more you try to find the answer, the more it evades you, or it escapes your mind. It's like some of you are like losing things, like losing your keys is what they gave me. Be careful about that. But also I heard losing your mind, or feeling like you're losing your mind sometimes when you're not staying mindful about your surroundings. This could feel very erratic to you, especially with the retrograde here. But it's like they're giving me a song too. My mind is telling me no, but my body says yes. So you're having competing desires. And the competing desires are between this shadowy, intimate part of you, okay, that wants to kind of play the game, and then this part of you that likes security, that likes stability, that likes practicality. And so you have competing desires here. And it's creating a split in your energy during the retrograde, where it's almost like, I don't want to say you have split personalities, but there's like two very different personas showing up within Gemini. It's like wanting to go about things the right way, but then also wanting to go about things the wrong way. It's like the good twin and the bad twin dueling it out, okay? And I guess just be aware of that, okay? I heard that there can be a compromise, so maybe that's not what you're aware of. Maybe you haven't figured out how to like pull these two different aspects of you together, but it's like there is some sort of compromise, or there is answers here as to how you can consolidate things within yourself or within your life, but it eludes you right now, and it's because of this like foggy, watery type of energy that's surrounding the collective, really, but also Gemini during the retrograde. And so it's like, for now, you know, focus on the things that you do know, the things that you can control, because you're not going to get to the bottom of something right now. In fact, the more you try to get to the bottom of something, the further down the rabbit hole you go, and the more confusing it gets. So let's see what's going on in the emotional space. King of Wands. Six of Cups. Pay attention to the people that you're attracting, right? Into your life right now, and what does that say about what you're matched to? Okay, so I'm getting like images in my mind of like a very distinct time period in my own life, and they were showing me the relationships that came through during that time frame. So I'm sharing this with you because maybe you can relate, also because I'm being pushed to share it. But it's like, there was this time in my life, Gemini, where I was really down and out, and I wasn't necessarily living up to my own expectations, okay? I was kind of in my shadow. And during that time frame, I attracted old friends back into my life, new friends back into my life. But they also all were going through like a similar shadow type of phase, right? And then we all ended up in the dark together. Now, when I popped out of that and I started to raise my vibration and raise my standards, I no longer talk to any of those people that I met during the shadow time of my life. We just, not that there's any ill feelings, we just naturally drifted apart because that's how law of attraction works. And then I started calling in old and new friends that now matched where I was at in the high vibration, my light friends, my light workers. So I guess the reason I'm being guided to tell you this is because this is going on with you, Gemini. So pay attention. Or it's like they want you to pay attention to that. Like, who comes to your aid when you're feeling in your shadow versus who shows up for you when you're feeling in your light? Because there's some sort of evaluation here going on of relationships, or needing to evaluate that and to see the connection between what you're emitting and therefore what you're attracting. All right. So you have, like I said, the King of Wands, Six of Cups, Princess of Wands, Seven of Discs. Let me get one more card. So in your emotional space, Seven of Swords. How did I know that was going to come out? In your emotional space, I feel like there's this pridefulness showing up, okay? Oh my gosh, and that's kind of the headdress that I saw. This guy's wearing a headdress with feathers on it. I don't know if you can see that. That's what I saw in my meditation. Interesting. So there's this pridefulness coming up, okay? But there's also emotional past. I heard emotional resentment coming up as well. There's things that have burned you in the past, you know, that you felt the burn of, that maybe you have really worked on within yourself, or just kind of buried is the word that they're giving me. But it's like something's coming back up to the surface again, okay? So it could be that you felt that you've grown past a person or something from your past, or an experience from your past, but that's not completely being honest with yourself, because it still does lurk in the shadows. It still does pop up, especially right now in the retrograde, and it could be screwing with your stability, okay? It could definitely put a wrench a wrench in your plans. They said something about a boat. Not really sure. Somebody owns a boat. I don't know. You'll miss the boat. Sorry. I couldn't figure out what they were saying. What my guys were saying. You'll miss the boat. So, emotionally, there is a wide variety of things going on. It's like, for some of you, there was a situation where maybe your pride got in the way, or the pride of someone else got in the way. And in a way, this did kind of motivate you to move your life in a different direction. But also, the past has this way of just kind of creeping up, you know. And I feel like even though you may have tried to bury something, it still lingers, okay, in the shadows. And I'm actually getting the song Shallows, or I don't think that's the name of the song, but it's Lady Gaga. Maybe it is the name of the song. In the shallows. Maybe check out that song. That's a very deep song. So let's look at the bigger spiritual picture. Wow. And definitely if you're dealing with a Scorpio or have Scorpio in your chart, check out their reading, because I'm seeing a lot of correlation between this reading and that reading. So 5 of Discs, the Tower, the Sun. The 4 of Wands. Don't wreck your own stability, Gemini. Okay, so I get like this reckless energy coming through. Okay, that could be you getting a little bit reckless during the retrograde because maybe you feel you're in the shadows and you could create issue where there doesn't need to be issue. Or there could be someone around you that has reckless behaviors. 10 of Wands. So, Gemini, there is, from a higher spiritual picture, it's like there's all this stability available to you, right? And it's all lining up. But because your energy is a bit messy, or the way that you're thinking about something is a little bit stuck in the shadow, I feel like you can't see the path. And so what they're saying is that, well, if you can't see it and you can't hear the answers, then you're going to have to feel your way through this. This is like a time of your life or a situation that you have to literally feel your way through it, because they're showing me someone feeling their way through the dark. And it's really calling you to listen to your emotions, but also allow your emotions to guide you based on what feels good and what feels bad. If every time you think of something it feels bad, then that's not the way to go about it. That's not the answer. When you think about something and you feel good, that's guiding you towards your path. That's how they want you to use your emotional guidance system during this time frame, because I think usually maybe you rely heavily on logic, but right now the retrograde is totally screwing with people's heads, and so that's going to be very difficult. And so they want you to instead use your intuitive muscle, okay, to listen to your emotions. Okay. There is this tower showing up around the 5 of Pentacles. So there's a chance of, like I said, erratic or unstable energy coming through that makes you feel like you are just getting bombarded, okay? But then what comes out of that is the Sun, which is a sense of, they give me the word delight, okay? Some of you are an absolute delight. I don't know if somebody says that to you or what, or you say that, an absolute delight. Anyways, there's this happiness coming here, but then it's followed by the 10 of Wands, which is a sense of heaviness. So it's like, man, this is heavy. This is like, they give you the word heavy metal. I don't know if some of you are into that or you're connecting with someone who is, but this is heavy. And I'm not saying that to discourage you, because I feel you have the strength, you know, you're being guided, no worry, the path is here, okay, even if you can't see it. But it's like, when this heaviness lifts, it's gonna feel delightful. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's like wearing a lead suit and then walking around in a lead suit all day, feeling like that, and then taking the lead suit off and it just being like, exuberant. But then putting the armor back on. They keep wanting me to say armor. Don't mind my dogs. Sorry about that. My dogs were going nuts. They gave me the word, like I said, suit of armor. It's almost like you're getting ready for some sort of battle here. And I mean that symbolically, obviously. So what an interesting message. And I hope you guys are connecting the dots, because quite honestly, the reading came through so fast, I'm not sure I connected any of the dots for myself as a reader. But it's like, that could be how it feels when it's coming in for you. Like the energy coming in very fast, like quicksand almost. And it's like, by the time you get suited up, it's gone. It's dissipated. So I don't feel like this is like a long-lasting, lingering energy. You know what I'm saying? The shadow energy. I feel like it won't last, okay? So there's no need to be concerned about that. As quick as it comes in, it'll go out. But again, feel your way through this, okay? You will have to feel your way through this. So let's see what the Osho Zen has to say. It says celebration. Okay, so this is a card of your network and your friendship circle, family circle, whatever. And remember, I got that story about pay attention to who you attract and when, because that'll be important, right? Just to make that correlation in your mind. So, because I feel like some of you need to understand the deeper meaning of why we attract relationships. And I feel this retrograde for you, Gemini, is highlighting relationships in specific, especially the more shadowy relationships, but also the shadow within yourself, okay? So that is showing up again here. Let's see what the guidance card said that I picked up earlier. It says, have fun. Stop. When was the last time you had fun? When was the last time you took a chance and did something silly? Something totally unlike you. Something just for the joy of it. It's long overdue for you to let go of your analytical mind and give yourself and your soul permission to have fun. So some of you are obviously in the shadow, or might be pulled in that direction. And it's like the universe saying, you know, try your best to stay lighthearted, have as much fun with this as you can. You're learning, you're growing. Okay, this is going to pass really quickly. So this is a very fast energy. And then it's like your happiness comes back through. So let me get a law of attraction card as well, and then we'll leave it there. There is nothing for me to guard against. That's what I felt earlier, that some of you were like getting suited up, like a suit of armor, like you were getting ready for a battle, but then it turns out there was nothing for you to guard against, okay? So then that came out in the card as well, so that's so funny. It says, every emotion I feel is guidance. That's what I was just saying. Use your emotional guidance system. That's what's going to help bring you out of the shadow, back into your stability. All right. So, wow. Interesting reading. I hope that resonated with you. Zodiac signs you might be dealing with or have in your own birth chart. I felt Scorpio, but I also have Leo here. Aries. Leo again. Pisces. Those are the primary zodiac signs I'm seeing, but keep in mind it's a general. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it did resonate, please do let me know in the comments down below. Also, don't forget to give me a like, share, and subscribe if you haven't yet. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram for more fun stuff, as I do go live there as well. Those are all linked in the description box, as well as in the About section, where you can also find the donation link. For those of you who'd like to donate to the channel, you can do so there. Otherwise, I'm wishing you the very, very best. And until next time, my friends, namaste. Bye.